So this should be a short video. Basically the afterthoughts of the OTET. I've had some questions and I figured this is the best way to answer them. Someone asked me what I used or what I took with me that I didn't use. And my stuff is fairly lined out at this point, and I used everything I took other than an extra pair of clothes. I kind of wore the same clothes the entire time because I was wet anyways and it was going to get wet. But to be honest, I might have wore the same clothes the entire time anyways. Maybe not. So I've gotten a lot of heat about my comments about the homeless and the bathrooms being locked up. The area, as far as the homeless was concerned, the only real area was the southwest side, leaving out of Columbus. I guess they call it the hilltop area of Columbus. Once you hit Georgeville, leaving out of Columbus, you're pretty good to go. There was no more issues really from that point on, even though it was after dark. I had some people saying that I would have had less issues had I went through town earlier in the day. And maybe that's true, but you know, just kind of do what you got to do. I've had some people say that they would dodge the OTET after my review of the trail. And I'll be honest, I don't think there's a reason to dodge it. Of course, everybody needs to do whatever they're comfortable doing. I would bike it again, even if I was going to go through late. It's an issue, but it wouldn't stop me from riding the trail. And if it does, that's probably going to be the case for every trail that's on the edge of town or that goes through a big city. Let's see. I got notes. So my first day was Cleveland to Clinton. On and off rain. I hit about 60 miles. That takes you through the towpath. Pretty nice. I didn't have any issues. Clinton to the Bridge of Dreams was 75-ish miles. Again, no problems. And then from the Bridge of Dreams to London on my second day, or my third day, that was 100 miles, and that's the day that I went through Columbus. And on the fourth day, London to Milford, that is the day I passed the bathrooms that were closed. And I'm told that one of the reasons they was closed is because it's early in the season. I don't know if that's the case or not, because I've had just as many people tell me it's closed because of the homeless problem. I don't know. All I know is they was closed. The bathrooms in Xenia was open. I didn't have any issues finding the bathrooms in any other place. And then the last day it was like 20 miles going into Cincinnati. Didn't have any issues. I think they need to make a more clear sign where the OTET starts. I had people ask why I didn't dip my tires. I just didn't feel like dipping my tires, to be honest. At no point in time after biking over 326 miles do I feel like I didn't complete it because I didn't dip my tires. I had plenty of water the entire trip. Didn't need it. Partially, I didn't want to push my bike through the sand to dip my tire on the first day before leaving, and then the second day, on the end, I didn't dip it to begin with, so I didn't dip it on the end either. Funny story. if you go back and you watch the first video that I did of the OTET, you'll see me dipping my tire, and I was wearing what should have been underwear, padded underwear that's supposed to go under other shorts, but I was dumb and didn't know they was underwear, and that's what I was wearing, real short. And you can see that on the first OTET video. I had the road sections. The first road section, I believe, is Dalton to Fredericksburg, about 18 miles. You got rolling hills, which I didn't think was all that bad necessarily. And the traffic's not bad. In fact, it's a really nice ride. They're all back roads for the most part. And then the second section was the area between Kilbuck and Glenmont. It's about 7 miles. I don't like it. There was considerably more traffic on that road. There's bike signs all over the place, so they know you're going to be there. And that's where they're working on closing up the bike trail. So there's a bike trail being developed currently on that section of trail. I don't think it's the whole 7 miles though. Someone said it's like half, and then they're going to be finishing the other half. I'm not sure, but they are completing the trail there. What was I going to say? I've had a few people comment that they would like to be able to do the distance I'm doing, or that they can't do it. A couple people mentioned that it's inspiring to a new cyclist to see it. I've only been doing this for 2 years. In fact, that was my, I guess, 2-year anniversary of biking. You can catch my first one. It was on the Greenbrier Rail Trail back in 2023, Memorial Day weekend. I had a lot of comments on why am I biking in the rain? Why didn't I just reschedule it? Pretty much all of my trips, or a lot of my trips, especially the longer ones, are based around federal holidays. I get federal holidays off. They end up being 4-day weekends for me. So that's the opportunity I have to bike. And if I don't, then I just don't get to bike. One of the things I want to do is bike tour across the United States, coast to coast. And if you do that, you're going to run into bad weather. So you just got to deal with it. Also, I guess maybe one last thing before going on to my other plans. Also, I'm blunt about how I feel about what's going on. So like Type 2 fun, I actually enjoy Type 2 fun. There's a reason behind why I enjoy Type 2 fun, and I've never really gotten into it because I don't want to get terribly personal, I guess. Type 2 fun is good for you. The whole time, like, even when I'm in the middle of some Type 2 fun, I'm like, oh man, this sucks. And I'm thinking about ways of canceling the trip and ways of getting a ride and getting out. Those are the rides that really stick in your memory, and those are your best rides for me. It was the same way hiking. The last night out, I ordered a pizza, and while I was sitting down eating the pizza, even though a lot of the trip was a real suckfest, I was thinking, man, what a nice trip this was. I'm going to do the OTET again, but the next time I do it, I'll go south to north. So I don't want to discourage anybody from biking the trail. If you're not comfortable biking it, obviously don't bike it. But my point is to not discourage people to ride it. It's not really even to encourage people to ride it. So I guess I'm promoting trails at this point. It was never technically the point. So, but I don't want to discourage people from riding. I will continue to be blunt about what I see on trails. I don't know, I guess if it's offensive, it's offensive. I don't know. So that is it for the OTET. I spent less than 20 bucks on the trip. I basically ate out of my bag, and the only money I did spend was just on sweets here and there when some sugar would have helped. And then I spent 20 bucks on a pizza on my last night. So technically it was 40 bucks for the trip. I didn't really count the funds to get to the trail. I got dropped off in Cleveland after watching a concert in Pittsburgh, so it was a 2-hour drive technically. I don't know, like 10 bucks worth of gas maybe from Pittsburgh to Cleveland. I don't really know, I didn't count it. And that was pretty much it. Yeah, I'm cheap. So my next trip, I plan on biking through West Virginia through the Monongahela Forest. I'm going to get dropped off at the Babcock State Park and then bike from the Babcock State Park all the way down through the Monongahela Forest to Marlinton on the Greenbrier River Rail Trail. It's going to be about 200 miles. And I'll be honest, I'm at this point I'm nervous. It's going to be like 13 or 14,000 feet of elevation gain, and almost all of that is in the first 100 miles. So it's not stretched out over 200 miles. That's like 12,000 miles or 12,000 feet of elevation gain in the first 100 miles. It's going to be a doozy. To be honest, I'm actually nervous about it, because if I tap out, there's no cell phone service. Like, there's no calling anybody for a ride. My intention, what I would like to do is go back to the Cranberry Wilderness and do the loop that I've attempted and been snowed out on, because there's quite a bit of elevation gain on that, 3,000 or 4,000 feet of elevation gain in 60 miles. So not as much, but I kind of want to get a taste to see if I can actually hack it. I think my first 2 days I'll have 4,000 feet of elevation gain in 40 to 50 miles both days. I don't know. Anyways, that's it. That's enough blabbing. If you watched the video, I appreciate it. I know it's long. Do you guys prefer one long video, or would you prefer me to break the videos up into days? Like, I could have broke up the same video and made basically 4 or 5 videos out of it. Would you prefer shorter videos and parts? I don't know. I guess let me know. If you watched my stuff, if you watched all this, I appreciate it. Feel free to shoot me questions. I try to answer everybody. Yeah. Like and subscribe, follow along. Thanks for being here.
This is quality content.
Like and subscribe.